with full coverage. Let's begin with CNN's Brian Todd and that devastating earthquake in Mexico. We're seeing reports, Brian, of deaths and widespread damage.
We are, Wolf. According to a preliminary report from the governor of the Mexican state of Morelos, at least 42 people have died just in that state from this devastating earthquake. Now, the death toll is likely to rise as we get reports of people trapped in burning buildings. Tonight, Mexican officials are just now beginning to assess the widespread damage. In the streets of Mexico tonight, panic and pandemonium. The major earthquake, a 7.1, shook central Mexico shortly after 2:10 p.m. Eastern Time, hitting in a heavily populated area just 75 miles southeast of Mexico City. As buildings swayed, thousands of people fled office buildings and homes, only to see glass shatter and roads split open. This scene from Mexican television shows firefighters digging through rubble of what appears to be a collapsed building. Tonight, Mexico City schools are closed and the government is assessing damage. Today's quake ironically comes on the anniversary of a devastating 1985 earthquake that killed thousands and destroyed much of the capital. People in the city had spent part of today holding drills. This earthquake also comes just 2 weeks after a magnitude 8.1 trembler shook Mexico. The president's office told our Leila Santiago that the president had been visiting those devastated by that disaster when this one struck today, Wolf. They are just now getting their arms around what happened there.
What a horrible, horrible situation. All right, Brian, thanks very much. I want to bring in our meteorologist, Tom Sater. He's monitoring the earthquake. First of all, what are you seeing as far as this earthquake is concerned, Tom?
Well, we probably, Wolf, will start to see some aftershocks occurring. When you look at the quake and the magnitude of this, you usually have one that's 8.0 or higher. That was the one 11 days ago on the southern coast. Between a 7 and a 7.9, there are 15, and we have seen quite a few of these, but this one is still considered shallow. Now, they occur all the time, and we see them many times, several hundred miles even deep into the ground. But this one, 32 miles in depth, 7.1, will take you there and show you a little bit more. When it comes to the USGS, this is important. They put out a shake map and they look at the population in the area. The computer models handle these beautifully. About 21 million feeling light shaking, 20 million feeling moderate, and this is when it kicks in here. At strong, you've got over 8 million, and then almost 1.5 at very strong. So that's what we're looking at, and I'll even give you a little closer look and you can get an idea of the shake map as we'll put this into Google Earth for you. What you see in yellow, these are the aftershocks from that 8.1 just 11 days ago. And they will start to spread out. But now we're going to look for those aftershocks to start occurring in this region. But we get in closer and you'll get an idea. Mexico City was on the fringe of feeling the shaking. And even when you take a look at this and you'll see some of the lighter colors, you can get in closer and just to see kind of the hue of greens and yellows. We have reports of even some structural integrity being compromised, some facades, of course, showing some damage. But Mexico City was quite some distance from this. But as a 7.1, you get an idea what we're dealing with. Now, as far as the aftershocks, how many can we expect? First, the fatalities. You always want to see green. When you talk about the USGS, in green is up to 1 fatality. We have a good 39% chance, Wolf, between 100 and 1,000 fatalities, but still a 30% chance from 1,000 to maybe 10,000. That's a little lower chance, but it still gives you an idea of the magnitude. Now the aftershocks. When you have a 7.1, historically speaking, you have one that's over a 6.1. You can have as many as 10 that are above 5, and even 100 that are over a 4.0, 4.1. So again, any structure that's already been compromised, any shaking anywhere, and those aftershocks can be anywhere, Wolf, will create some more problems, no doubt about that.
Tom, I want you to stand by. We're going to come back to you in a moment, but joining us now on the phone is Manny Samaniego, who's in Mexico City, experienced the earthquake. Manny, tell us where you were, what happened, what you felt.
Wolf, I was in the ESPN Mexico building at 1:09:40. The building had scheduled a mandatory evacuation drill, and it happened. We were going down the stairs, and the building started to shake, and people started to run. People started to cry, yell, scream. The building security was. They were taking care of everybody. We walked to a safe area and we stood outside for about an hour until the building was clear. We were allowed to go back in, collect our belongings, and then we were told not to report to the office until tomorrow. I'm standing outside of the Los Angeles hospital. It's in the Pedregal area of the city. There's traffic here. It's a standstill right now. As you may know, Mexico City has one of the worst traffics in the world. And right now, it's all I can see is cars bumper to bumper on each side. There's people on the sidewalks, people trying to talk on the phone and reach family members to let them know that they're okay. We haven't felt any aftershocks thus far, but they can happen at any moment. So the city is. I know the airport is closed, but the city right now is at least where I am right now, it's at a standstill.
Manny, have you heard of any people missing or injured where you are in Mexico City?
No, you don't see a lot of structural damage here, at least where I am right now. Via Twitter and Facebook, and just getting reports from some of my coworkers here who are from here. The epicenter was in Puebla, which is about an hour and a half from Mexico City. And last I heard, there were 5 people dead there, but I can't confirm that. At least here in Mexico, again, where I'm standing, there seems like it's a 5 o'clock traffic, but it's all related to what happened earlier today.
It's interesting, Manny. This comes, just 2 weeks after there was another major earthquake, one of the strongest ones, an 8.1 magnitude in Mexico, killed dozens of people. It's also the anniversary of the deadly 1985 earthquake. So how are people in Mexico City, where you are, feeling about all of this?
I think everybody here is scared. I mean, you can see it. People are worried. The thing is, they're prepared. From what I've been told, all the buildings were constructed with G-codes, and again, the ones that I have seen, they don't seem to have any damage at first sight, but the architects will have to go in and check each building, I guess. But you can tell people are walking somewhere, on the phone. That's the thing. Everybody's on the phone trying to reach people, trying to reach families. The phone service seems to be working okay. There's signal, spotty at times, but you are able to connect. The internet comes and goes, but in a city of 24 million people, this happens, and everybody's trying to do the same thing, just communicate to their family members that they're okay.
Which is totally understandable. Good luck, Manny. Good luck to you, your family, everybody else in Mexico. Will stay on top of this latest earthquake, another horrendous earthquake in Mexico. We're also following